Welcome to Poppy's Poetry Corner. We finally made it to the time where rhythm and blues meets poetry and rhyme. Yep, we on the corner where it's safe to fire up your marijuana. But this room about to get hot as the summer, so you might need something chill like a glass of wine. Water does me just fine. Whatever relaxes your mind and help you recline after what might have been a hump day at work. Put yourself first. Where here nothing has to be rehearsed. Let me put it in reverse. The corner we back to is brought to you by Faith and Hustle. So it's some big hitters in this room, and it's okay to flex your muscle. Because we locked and loaded and heavily potent. Nothing corroded about our brainwaves. Going back in the days where you could simply walk to the corner to find your muse. Or peep out the latest groove. We about to let the energy fill the room so it might get a little wet. Or fill you up till you get so high. Because around here, we get praise when your stuff is fire. So let us begin. Welcome to the corner, my friends.
What do you want from me that you haven't already taken? Your out of this world aura is overwhelming. You just leave my earth quaking. Yeah, you're natural, so it's not a disaster when you rain down on me. You know, the moon ain't the same without the sun. There's no glow without the masculine energy. So let me shine. Let me lead. Let me guide. I always knew I had the qualities. I just had to borrow some more time. And if tomorrow's my time, then that's fine, because I'll meet you on the other side, you know, afterlife, because our divine appetite always keep us aligned, or satisfy your mind. Give me your soul, now it's mine. And give me your problems, now they're mine. I don't think this could be defined. This has to be something unidentified. I can't label it as love. It has to be classified as bliss. I wrote this in Hell's Kitchen, thinking about you, which is like a heaven's kiss. So what do you want from me that you haven't already taken? You have my heart in your possession, but please don't play games with it, because if I get to acting over possessive, no, my motive shouldn't be questioned, because yes, you're the reason I'm reckless. You're the reason I'm speeding and weaving through traffic, trying to get back to the bed and make you breakfast. Maybe that bar just went over your head like where your legs is. I can't wait for what's next. I like where this is heading. And let me make this quite clear, my dear. This is light years from a phase. And this is going to be your favorite when I'm finished. I got this recipe from my guardian angels. I was cooking in the midst of the spirit. I gave God a sample, and even Grace was amazed, as you should be. When I cooked it, the only thing I could think about was the taste. Having thoughts of you being food on the balcony in a whole nother place, just your face makes me forget everything, like my name, and my Eddie, or am I Dre, or where I'm even at right now. Sometimes even the thoughts I write down, but it's okay, because I always think of new poems to say. Might be something you heard from another poet, but when you hear from me, you're going to interpret it in a different way. I've been known to kid and play, but I think it's time you seen me in that grown kind of way, because if I had you at hello, I wonder where I take you with these other words. And other words, if I'm giving you my all, what more do you have to take? Poem.
Down they neck noose. Knowing I'm the shit, so I be on my shoe fly. Don't bother me. See, ignorance irritate me quick. That's why my pen writes, so I don't throw a left. Always willing to drop knowledge. Always willing to drop knowledge, hoping you're intelligent enough to use it. Or will it be knowledge wasted, trash, not having the principle to be a student? See, you one of those adults who end up on supervision because you couldn't see what was being done to our community. Can't communicate to get unity, now we trapped. With spirits on every corner, not counting the unalive. See, evidence of all the wars that we fought over the years, including the leaders, you know, the ones having the act of taking people places they wouldn't have gotten alone. Me, big leader, if for nobody but self, but who will stand with me? Or will you continue to be one of those who end up under spreadsheet, no Excel, being extra, extra but most will never read all about it. And that's what it's about, the paper. Now you whitewash like you took your time to clean your final destination, hunting how it starts to disappear the more it's walked over, but that's just another day living in the hood. So you quickly forget the remnants of splatter or brain matter while they're too trained to use theirs, able to watch a human die like it made perfect sense. Thinking about white matters time after time, same tragic end, because there's nothing more scarier than a non-melanin mofo who's uncomfortable. You have to learn to protect by serving customer care. Careful not to offend, trigger finger itching, ready to tear through tough skin. See, I understand the problem is just that. They think they know all of us. But by now, it shouldn't take yellow tape for you to see caution. A bruised ego can quickly end life, changing everybody around you. So tell me, was that one stop worth a nigga moment? And in that moment, who's the nigga? And that's my piece, y'all.
I live in the wire, a city full of one-ways and dead ends. Ain't no buildings on my block, just pre-ordered coffins, no high-rises, just 6 feet deep. Can you see what I see? Living rooms where no one wants to live, bedrooms where you're prepared to not wake up every time you prepare to go to sleep. I live in a house where the skeletons in the closet might outlive the one in my body. So how do I live when I just want to survive? They call this the hood because it's the last thing you see before death, a symbol of the Grim Reaper, a project that never projected prosperity. Baltimore is filled with drugs and murder, and I hate that I have to write about it. Hate I have friends who died before they even knew what it was like to live, and family who couldn't find any other way out except death. So can't you see what I see? My city is a ghost story waiting to be written, an autobiography turned eulogy, a ghost town living long enough to raise the dead. And that's my poem.
Do you know in the standard of poetry, there is usually 3 to 5 judges, and usually when there is 5, you drop the highest and the lowest. So the sickest thing is if you get a 10 singular, it becomes a 9 or 8. The lowest drop, that's the one judge who only gives 6 or 7s for anything that isn't black pain. I think my back ain't been straight since I got a 21 at my first slam. I've been leaning forward, slouched over, Black Igor. I'm so pissed that this pen can only get a 7.5 average due to math. This fucking slam got me wanting to slam my phone, my notebook, this computer, and this random notepad in the trash. You're telling me a poem you heard 23 times is at least 21 different slams? Still gets a 9 and a 10 on average. Am I the only one who's getting tired to losing the replays? I thought this was all about being live in this moment. First time experiences, not the same rewind that's been recorded, played a million times on Instagram, the X, and Facebook. Is it because this is your first time? Maybe the issue is I'm not black enough. Maybe my abstract thoughts don't connect with the red and yellow pieces at least 4 judges. Maybe I didn't have enough draws that led to +4s, 10s on this stage. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's my new shit not matching up to the history. I guess if I have a dream as a 2026, then I'm following Martin Luther King's steps. But what if I was inspired by Malcolm? What if I had intention to resurrect the soul of samurai from the ancestors I didn't get to know? What if this poem had 6 layers like Thanksgiving macaroni? What if this poem had 2 minutes and you only heard the part that was the surface level? What if all of these high quality lines was considered low tier casual commodities because the judge didn't hear what I was saying? Because I had to cut the poem about the shortest message comes across. What if this poem short of a 9 because I read it off my phone instead of a notebook, instead of a page? Is this red phone case that distracting from what I'm saying? Maybe I'll bring the laptop, sit on the seat, read it like that. What you need from me to get this 10, 10, 10, 10, 10? Fuck, I'm doing it again. Locked in on something that I'm not important. I just wanted to get that bag, get this grand. Is my greed coming through the way I'm speaking? I'm speaking true, but I would like to get out of this first round, at least make it to the second round, at least make it to the finals, at least say I was a runner-up, running man. I'm pissed. Why is a fucking 10 stopping me from entering another goddamn slam? Fuck. I'm choking not on stage, but in the steps of motivation. The motivation is causing twine to make a nigga hang. Nigga, is this 10 hovering above your range? The medium is only using getting mid reviews. I'm sick. This only 110 just halted my whole competitive nature right where I stand. Fuck this goddamn scoring system. And y'all, I heard it on repeat 100 times mass poems. You know what? I'm gonna do what I want. And if I just so happen to have $60 laying to rest, yes, I'll pop up to your round on Sacrificial Poet because I'm not worth the fucking 10. That's my poem.
You know, I hate when people take my parking space. You know what I had to do to fit my black ass between them white lines, and how every day I gotta come home at just the right time. And if I'm a minute late, I run the risk of somebody trying to take everything that I worked so hard for. It feels like every day I'm working for Job Corps, another black man listening to the Black Album. Like, do you want an encore? I mean, how much more do I have to pay before you stop saying not here? And even though I earned the right to park there, nobody asked me if I thought it was right or if it was not fair. I just found myself window parking, looking from the outside at a spot that I cannot get in. And these two white men, I mean, these white lines keep telling me that I'm crazy and that I'm not in my right mind. So what I find is, as I keep trying to see myself in places that's not in my sight line, then technically I'm blind. And Ray Charles turns into Ray Campbell, still playing on the keys to corporate success without needing a piano. And this whole thing is a gamble. And if you think I'm taking no or even maybe, then I promise you, you got the right one, baby, because I'm tired of walking outside of being the victim of what's in between them white lines. See, that ain't just no parking space. That's validation that I belong in communication with the same people that would have called me nigga 100 years ago or 100 minutes ago. So black people, I need you to understand that the spaces between those two lines ain't ours, because they just called you out your name, and that was less than 2 hours ago. So when I fight for my parking space, this ain't about having a seat at nobody's table or a place to put my car in when I get home. This is about restoring black kings to their throne and having the respect that we should have been shown. So when I ask you not to park in my spot, I'm asking you to understand how many black men and women have been shot, to understand how many white circles shine down on black blocks and something we call a ghetto bird looking for ways to fly out the spot. So at the end of the day, I just want to park in my parking space. On whether or not something happens to me when I get out, well, that part is hard to say, because being black has always meant being stuck between white lines, and I've learned to live in that particular space. That one right there, that's mine. So please stay out of my parking space. Boom.
To all the young black boys in the hood, I promise next Friday will be better than the last. PTSD. Just 'cause you drink your juice in the hood don't mean you a menace to society, but sadly, baby boy didn't know he'd be spending 400 years waiting to exhale. I know very well there's a system put in place. Because when you black, the doctors do little because they only care about themselves. Like, what the fuck we gotta do? Set it off just to get the help? Martin Luther King had one of them things when you sleep. And Malcolm X was chasing what you deserve when you go. But regardless, we still listen when they spoke. See, I had my own hero. I was convinced he was the answer. See, he absorbed hate and love to the day he lost his battle with cancer. But because of him, I know I can absorb any type of pain and put out my own energy. In other words, I wanted to be the Black Panther. See, I figured when it came to white men, the skin picking was crime enough. But how the fuck the white women let clowns out of their box without ever taking their intelligence versus winding up, Karen complaining about her mask and how it's hot as fuck. But let a black woman complain about anything and they'll throw mo at her like Karen don't whine enough. To be honest with you, I'm pissed off and I'm livid. Why the fuck would I care about the welfare check if I wasn't the one that did it? Young black girls and boys too scared to play in the streets. It used to be get home before the street lights come on and your ass get beat. Now it's get home before 12, seeing you be social and can't distance yourself because bullets go past 6 feet, you idiot. You ain't think we was gonna aim regardless? Do you know how hard it is to try your hardest and only get hurt when you burn down a target? This shit is pitiful. Father couldn't even see his daughter had breakfast because last night them bullets hit her stomach for dinner food. See, I thought killing black souls become a sport. I was riot. It's funny how the NFL will tell you to make noise for a team, but when it's time to work as a team, they stay quiet. I thought I could be black to the death for me, but now I'm realizing being black might be the death for me.
It's not hard to digest what I fruit. All this juice full of fiber from loose leaf to iPhone. I'm creating peace wherever I cloud it. Salvation, it better be cleverly creating levers as each letter steams when I write. Salvation, it better be cleverly creating levers as each letter stings when I write melodies heavenly, energy, remedy in the form of marked signs and sigils, sparks rise and visuals, a new life continuum to calm lives like riddling when I write. Yeah. It's the energy signature for sure. Sketching the crushing the earth, producing cures. Light beams in green, we see high vibes and frequencies that penetrate your DNA and start redeeming things. And still I got the decency to cook and stream. Downloads from the upper realm keep my speeches clean. It's makeup for the makeup, but no more Maybelline. You see, from the present, I can still see my future. But I had to take the mask off so I can finally see. And let me tell you my vision. When I write, my pen can't find a distance. It's kind of infinite, each line specific to critique what's outside the time when it's time to listen and whip your mind back in shape with aligning prisms. When I write, I'm sketching pictures of a chariot like a Merkaba, rising up like Ezekiel, saw the drama I am so above. In the drought, I brought you rain. But make no mistake, the currency is only love. And I don't write for the likes of man. I don't write for plaques or fans. I don't write for likes or hearts or plays or cash. But I'll take all of the above as I reflect at a glance because imagination and magnetization is the only time that we ask. When I write, I'm painting dreams to find relief. Reflecting beam, come back to being, stepping out of performance into ecstasy. Ain't that the reason why we write? When I write, spirit speaks. When I write, I breathe. When I write, ink bleeds. When I write, sowing seeds, let it grow into a garden as I spill all of this ink. I'm just trying to share my heart so you can hear me speak. And the temple is still. It's now. It's free. And when everything going left, I just write to make it right for me. And you gonna respect my pen or what I type, please. Peace.
Ooh, that's my type of speed round, man. I love when they come through the corner and fire everybody ass up. Foul, foul, foul. It's a drive-by, bitch. I swear, they throwing bars around tonight. I hope y'all see how heavy this shit finna get. My wires are already messing up, so I know when it's going down like that, this show about to be lit. But let's get to it. What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to Poppy's Poetry Corner, where the words hit it different and the energy stay real. And the vibe is always intentional. Now listen, this is your first time pulling up on P.P.C. Man, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you know when we lit. I promise you, we don't just drop episodes. We drop experiences like y'all about to get tonight. And if you've been rocking with us, then you already know what it is. Like, comment, share. Hell, tag somebody who need this energy tonight. Because y'all know we already sponsored by the best. We sponsored by Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs. P.P.C is all about healing more than just your mind. Your body is right with the best all natural everything. You better tap in and get yourself there. This week right here is a celebration of men who turn pressure into poetry, pain into purpose, and struggle into sound. But before we bring them to this stage, let's get into that rewind. The rewind last week was Shy Moonlight, and that spot we just watched was Eddie V. Dre, both voted by the best group on Facebook. Let's bring these brothers to the stage. See, here I go. So let me go on and bring them up because I already know it's about to go down in the DM. Baltimore bread. Woo, let me calm down because y'all know I'm hype already. Raw, prolific, unfiltered. Retro uses his poetry to examine and interrogate the realities of young men that face every day in the inner city. Ranked top 5 in Baltimore Grand Slams 2024. Featured across the region, competing nationwide. But understand, he's not chasing applause. He's chasing the truth. And tonight, he about to drop more than some truth for y'all ass. Y'all don't know who it is. Y'all better tap in because this ain't his first time on the corner, baby. It's the king, Retro. Yo. You mutated. You want me to play that flyer? You know I'll get it. I ain't had to play it in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there you
What's
go.
up? What's up?
How you doing tonight? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I'm up like the sun even when it's down. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a couple questions for you. So, first of all, how can people tap into the book?
The book, The Morning After, it's on Amazon. I always have copies on me in person. If you live in the DMV, then you can catch me at any open mic, slam, whatever that I'm at. I probably have copies on me. But if you don't live in the DMV, Amazon, it's a link in my bio on Instagram. Definitely holla at me there.
And he said, let me tell y'all what that translates to on the corner. On the corner, that means he usually have books on hand. So skip Amazon, hit him right up in the DMs, find out how much it is to get the book. He gonna sign that guy for you and everything. And y'all tap in and make sure the king gets his just dues when it comes to writing books, because it's amazing. And you're working on something else. But here go my questions. When you grab that mic, are you speaking for yourself or for every young Black man who didn't get the chance to speak?
Both, really. I think I write for myself, so whenever I speak, it's always for me, right? But I've known early on how much, like, what I've went through is exactly what other people have went through. So all my poems are for other people as well.
That part. So he double dueling. You know what I'm saying? So ranking top 5 in Baltimore Grand Slam, did that validate you or did that make you hungrier?
It was a very confusing moment for me. It validated something inside of me because it was always one of my goals to be a top 5 slam poet in my city. But it left me very confused, right? Because in that slam, one of the poets who normally always makes top 5, she's one of my favorite poets. She was sick that night, and her voice wasn't the same, and she does a lot of singing in her poems. And in my head, it made me feel like if she wasn't sick, I could have lost that very easily. So I was very confused on, am I really top 5 or am I just top 6?
Hell yeah, you would have made it regardless. Her sickness didn't stop you, but I mean, we ain't gonna shine on that for too long. Just keep doing what you do. So with that being said, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? What's the first piece you getting into tonight?
The name of this poem is called Black Prayers. It's the indie version of a group piece that I have with Black Chakra. It's one of my favorite pieces recently, so I hope y'all like it.
Oh, and by the way, his speed round came out the book. So y'all make sure y'all tap in because he let you know what you was getting off the rip. Okay, I'm out of here.
All right. Black Prayers, or how we pray to not become prey. We make our bodies a living sacrifice. Hallowed be our names. Look how they point at us. A halo turned headline. Ready to make us martyrs, like Martin. If we're wearing hoodies, you label us dead men marching just black. Shadows of a past movement. And black boys be a second coming. Be 2 crosses, double cross like a hashtag. Like hashtag Black Lives Still Matter. Or hashtag Long Live Trayvon, y'all. We speak their names into eternity. Pray for the ones who already became prey, because this is how we speak light of the darkness. Mold souls back into God's image. They shot Trayvon. Separated the son from his father. Left him a Holy Ghost, his body be a temple, condemned by the sin of someone else's. In this poem, it's not just about Trayvon, but all the black people turn scripture and their mother's prayers a New Testament. Proof that after revelations come reparations. The idea that this won't entail something change, like a bill. Money taken away from the hands of the lawmakers. Show them what it feels like to not be the 1%, but still be a minority. Show them our prayers are black because we've been in their shadows far too long. It's time we fight back. So, if you see me put my hands together, it's not a threat. It's just how I pray to not become prey. And that's my poem. Thank you.
That was so heartfelt. I felt it beating out my chest. Shim, the all is that we still going through it. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into that on a different day. I love how the king brought up stuff that was, still... My mind gonna be going. Let's keep this thing going, man. This next king is Las Vegas raised, writing since 9 years old. I'm talking about writing from the spirit, truth, rhythm in every line, performing across the cities, building momentum toward book releases. I mean, crafting legacy into intentional. Y'all, this is a brother who's been sharpening his gift for So y'all already know this his first time on the corner. So y'all better show some love for this king right here, man. Rafa! Boom! And he came back right on time. Somebody bring the king up. We're gonna get this thing right because I seen you down there, but I didn't know it was out of there. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling tonight? Unmute.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How are you?
Hey man, I'm blessed. I'm gonna tell you, the first time I heard you spit was probably when you was in the competition on Clubhouse. And yeah, I was hooked. It was the Iron Sharpens Iron.
Oh yes, man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I've been a fan, so I hope you finna come with some of that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know I got a couple questions for you though. Starting at 9, how did that shape the depth we hear in your poetry today?
Oh shoot! Like when I was 9, I just developed a love for rhyming, and like it was a form of like venting for me. So it was something fun to do because back then as kids we didn't have iPads and all that. So it was like my way to like really have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love that. I love that. So I'm about to ask you a couple rapid fire questions. Okay. First of all, how can the people find your book? When can we expect the next book?
The next book. That's a good question. I would say probably within the next year or two, but you can find my
Okay.
book. If you ever in Vegas, I do be having copies on me, and then I also have copies on Amazon. So you can find it on Amazon. Just look up Lee Williams Power of the Mind. I have volume 1 and 2. 2 is probably my favorite one so far. So yeah, tap in.
So they're gonna learn about this corner. They're gonna learn. What he said again was he keep books on hand. So hit him direct. Get you a
Yeah.
signed copy. Book 2 is his favorite, but you can't buy 1 without buying 2. And you can't read 2 without 1. So get you a bundle deal on. Y'all know by the time he get off tonight, I'm gonna be like, what's that PPC bundle price when we, So I got y'all hooked up. And my next question is with the upcoming release, even though it's gonna come out in a couple years, what chapter of yourself are you finally ready to reveal?
That's a good question. Uh I've really just been dwelling on the state of, just riding my wave and just being me like unapologetically, not trying to edit myself and edit my story depending on who's around me, but just letting myself shine. So like that's really the chapter that I'm stepping in, like, and I feel like the more I do that, the more life blesses me and the more I feel free.
Joint going crazy, it just starts spinning crazy. So let you get into your first piece. What's the first piece you giving us tonight?
I'm gonna do my piece called The New History.
The new history, which is really all.
All right, so here we go. Why complain about life, fast life? Making commentary about the operating loops of your past life when you are life, as in beyond your past times, present, outside time. But we can talk about the times where we were beaten and chained and made to be enslaved, as our oppressors would say. You can go back to Africa. I mean, you mean the same Africa that you claim that you stole us from? Well, okay. I mean, they might claim that if we're not from here, then maybe we don't belong. But see, I'm kind of skeptical because maybe we've been given history in a bogus way. I mean, what if we were already here? Aboriginals on this land given false promises and unfulfilled deliveries, lies and deceptions. But before we get eclectic in the form of poetry, rhyme, and ancestral sketches, it is as I expected from my inspection and my perception that the history we've been given is only for thy reflection. And yes, your art can be used as a paintbrush on a canvas or a samurai's weapon. So you can create life or death. It's all in how you swing it, and if you wing it, then your wings spread like an angel who's connected to angles, and hopefully it aims you up there. And if it's up, then at every turn, let it remain stuck. Then to the realm of the clouds, we be glued. Our ascension and operational function transcendent beyond your lifespan. In this dream, I am being beyond the allegories of your nightmares. Yes. It's time to navigate your direction, follow your instructions, manifest from the heavens. These are the way that visions functions in waves like Cowabunga Bay. These water slide from mountains high and valleys wide in the form of vibrations amongst us. Pressed in the form the formless, and particles of light, magnetism to magnetize and direct like a compass. All I'm simply trying to say is, even if you were a slave, then be present now. How? Well, I just told you that history is good for observation, but where are you now? I mean, are you a slave to the TV? Are you a slave to the emotion? Are you a slave to the drama, the trauma, and all the commotion? Are you a slave to processed foods and relationships that leave you in rotten moods? And when Kanye said that we chose to be slaves, was he tripping? Or was it true? I mean, or maybe we just took a bad pill, cuz I think you ought to consider the red over the blues, because we got to lead this matrix. We just can't lose. And it's true. When I chose my own way, the mirror froze my known state. But don't be afraid to stumble, it's okay. Just break that box of spells they chose to indoctrinate. I know you may not be aware to know you've been hypnotized by the media program like sheep in the form of microchip foods and possibly vaccines, processed vittles that mess up your prefrontal context, making it hard to think. They want you to obey with desires inspired by a government you never hired, and somehow he still define you, handing out all your titles. Systematic mental habits replaying in loops. Somehow, when awareness is missing, we ignore all these fruits. All I'm simply trying to say is, even if you were a victim prior to today, God can never be a victim. So balance out the prejudices that you downloaded into your system, because change is involved in you when proper processing is indulged in truth. Beyond the personality, wrapped in dualities, promoting fallacies, let it all be removed. And what that all may include, the belief that we're separate when in truth, we always been family. And time is just the present in different dimensions. So as we alter reality's family, I need you to remember that you are living history. Time to repackage, remake, reshape, and redeliver history. Don't make no excuse, just produce righteous fruits. That's the way you redefine the confines of a Black history. And oh yeah, your story begins again now. Peace.
Boy, no cap. Like if I took this cap off, you'll still be locked and loaded like me. Let's go. Woo, ain't that the truth? I'm telling you, man, I hope my Lost Boys heard that one right there, because it don't matter your circumstance. It matter how you come out on the other end. What a powerful piece. Shem, I hear you. I'm trying to get to you right now. Don't you hear me babbling? Hold up.
Oh, yeah. Y'all know we up like the sun. Season 4. What you thought? You thought we weren't coming with great poets and books? No. Hold up. They got it all. Let's go.
He knows so shameless hosting.
Be on the corner too.
So you know that shit is tight. That corner's a bad.
Not as bad as this next king that's about to come up. I tell you what, we got a lot of first timers tonight. I hope y'all flooding them comments, man. My next king is from Northeast DC. Rhyming since 20 years in the hip-hop game, 10 mixtapes and 1 official album, heir to the throne, battle verse veteran, man. I'm talking about the first ever retired off of WPGC's Friday Night Mike Fight, now transforming into lyrical warfare, into poetic liberation, y'all. And he's building something bigger. Poetic face of truth, inclusion, and fearless expression. Y'all ain't no different in the to me. Y'all better put y'all dang on hands together, your mouths together, start tapping on that keyboard, and let's welcome the king, Chris. Yep, what is he? Say that. Yo, Busy B. What's going on, King? How you feeling?
Man, when you get an intro like that, it
You
makes
in
you
there?
want to just spit that fire, man.
I already know you about to come with some fire. I hope the people strapped in and they ready. You know what I'm saying? But I got a couple questions for you first. First of all, where can we find your album?
So, man, that album is ancient. But I tell you what, if you want it, I still got about 500 copies. Hit me up directly. I'll get it to you. I'll make sure I get it to you.
Well, it ain't that ancient. He got a whole 500 coffins he need to get off for y'all. So y'all make sure y'all hit the king up. Tell him to pull that marker outside the front of it. You know, buy extra copy that you don't open. You know what I'm saying? All that good jazzy stuff. Just support. Okay, let's get to it. So how did battle rap sharpen your delivery in poetry, in the poetry world?
Yeah, man. What it made you do when you battle rapping is about being ready for anything, any setting. Your words got to be on point, because if they not on point, you get eaten alive. So when you come to the poetry world, for me, I want to change lives. I want to influence hearts and all of that. And really, you find that if you don't know how to speak to people and how to reach them, you just talking. So battle rapping made me aware of how my words move people and how to get the people through the lyrics.
That part, I love that answer. So what does Poetic Kendrick, how did it become a movement? Where can we find it? Like, how can the people tap into that?
So what it is, right? It started as a group of us, and then when the group disbanded, they asked me to keep it as a spirit. They asked me to keep it for all people that want to do poetry to change lives, not necessarily for the fame and all of that, but so to know when you spoke something and you grab somebody's heart, that becomes your kindred, that becomes your family. So everybody who we talk to and who feel us and we feel them, we automatically kindred. So this whole everybody on this panel, everybody listening, just by us influencing each other, we kindred. So it's a movement that's gonna keep going long before after me.
Ooh, I love that right there. So with that, because I feel the spirit in the air. So with that being said, what's the first piece you're getting into tonight, King?
Yeah, this piece right here means something to me. It's part of the series I'm doing about nursery rhymes. So it's called Old MacDonald. So here we go.
Oh, McDonald. Let's go, man. Y'all need to buy some forms. Buy some shit. I hope now.
So here we go. Old MacDonald had a farm. But right across the yard on the other side of the pond, old Mr. Johnson had some slaves. And the E-I-O that you heard was the sound of my ancestors screaming in pain. And the oink you heard was the pig being slain so that the big boss could eat like a king and the niggas could have it remain. So what's the lesson? We didn't get the top or the sides or even the belly. We had to eat the intestines. And you want to question how we survived? It's because we're survivors with God's blessings. So yes, while old MacDonald was raising animals and probably had healthy foods like broccoli and cantaloupes, we ate the part made for digestion. And we stayed together, couldn't get married, so we had to elope and jump over the broom that we used to sweep up old Mr. McDonald and Mr. Johnson's floors. But we just swept that under the rug because we knew that soon that God was going to trouble the water. And combined with the light from the moon, we will one day be free. And this will all just be a song that children sang in school, like old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. But on Mr. Johnson's plantation, we die slow. See, we all knew that at some point the plantation had to evolve, that some form of inclusion had to be put in the law. So, nah, you supposedly could not make us slaves anymore, but nobody said you couldn't segregate us and call us out our names anymore. It meant that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed by Abraham Lincoln, who supposedly hated slavery, even though his wife's family owned them anyway. And all these years later, I used my Lincoln navigation and my navigator and combined to aggregate them to take me back to the land that was taken from the original Americans that were native, so I can plant my feet on what used to be plantations where old MacDonald and Mr. Johnson put their animals away in a stable and shared unwilling black women, which was the original race relations. Or maybe we push all that to the side and say, at least I'm not physically in chains anymore, that you don't whip me across my back and leave me in pain anymore, like the memories of what happened ain't in our brains anymore, and the scars from what happened don't remain anymore. That don't mean that my grandfather ain't have to stand out in the rain anymore. store while he took them on their horse and buggy rides and wouldn't even let him come inside. And now Mr. Johnson parlayed all his takings and created powder for babies' backsides. And McDonald's, well, that sold billions worldwide. But back on that farm, old McDonald served us memories of vows, but the ones that were left out were A and U. But see, sometimes I ask, why did they name a country after Americo Vespucci when there's so many other sisters and brothers of colors that you could have chosen from? But that's how it looks when the thief becomes the chosen one. So one more time, old McDonald has the jobs. So DEI must go, because when we get in positions, it must be that we only qualify because of the connections we made, not because we deserve it, not because our education and grades. And now, though even though old McDonald don't have a farm no more where he can look across and see the slaves, new Mr. McDonald still has a bunch of employees that's underpaid. But no one questions who made that special sauce that people crave. I'm telling you, it came from us being mixed in between thousands of islands of people with thousands of different names. So the land of the free became the grave of the braves, and all the black people became gray, and we don't even have a race anymore. And we are written about so negatively that the pen don't relay us any grace anymore. Listen, old McDonald stopped being a farmer when it stopped being profitable. Now he invests in real estates, and Johnson is in all the hospitals. Old McDonald changed his name to small corporations, and him and the Johnsons live comfortably. You ever wonder why Johnson & Johnson is a SC company? What you think the SC stands for? Anyway, old McDonald is still the sidekick that keeps us in the place, and Johnson still targets the people that don't look like him to make America great again. So it's up to the EIO that made us average to a minimum of a 3.0 grain point average, and let our education overcome their ignorance and all the history that's become revisionist. Then sing this song again with a twist that goes like this. Old black heroes wore their scars. People know. And even though those times was hard, we still stayed in the fight. Everybody from Clarissa Shields to Muhammad Ali and Iron Mike. This is what iron sharpens iron looks like. And while I'm in position, I need everybody to listen that old McDonald wouldn't have had no farm without our men's animal instinct and our women's intuition. So shout out to the underprivileged. It's giving, something different. It's giving greatness for us. Yeah, we don't need your farm. We don't need your song. We just need to be one. Then old Mr. Johnson and old McDonald will sing King Kong and realize that ain't nobody got nothing on us. Boom.
Man, I hope your ass ain't broke, cause that was a stack. Okay, well, maybe it was 100. Okay, well, you kept it a buck, man.
Ooh-wee, I think I done threw everything at the computer I got over here, y'all, including my pen. This is, oh man, that piece right there. Woo, let me calm it on down, because the next king is, I'm a fan of this next king and his wordplay, but let me get him up here. My next king is a writer, poet, gamer, curator, working on the Red Chapter, a poetry album, an AI enhanced version of his work, moving with urgency, producing quality at a pace that most people only talk about. And y'all, I love the fact that he still made time to come to the corner. I told y'all I was a fan of this pen right here, and I meant that. It's half-hearted D3P. Yo.
You just gave yourself your own
mutation.
We want to hear what you got to say too.
Oh,
but you got to unmute.
Now we right.
So we can hear what you heard, what you said.
What's up?
Yeah, somebody pressed the flyer for me tonight, baby. I love to play that flyer. I be trying not to hit the button. Somebody was like, nah, we doing it tonight. And that's why I love my team. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling tonight, King?
I'm all right.
You feeling good?
We there. Life is life.
All right. And sometimes we got to be all right. I mean, let me just say this to you. Even if you're hanging on by a string, make it kite energy.
Okay. Hanging on by a string, make it kite energy.
Yeah, you get it. Right. Make it kite energy. All right. So, I got a couple questions for you. What does the red symbolize in the Red Chapter? When do you respect the book?
The Red Chapter is detailing my anger, my serious topics, my conversational pieces where I don't care how you feel. I'm gonna tell you how it is, whether you want to hear it or not. The red chapter is basically all my red poems incorporating all of that energy, all that anger, all of that sadness, depression, all of it into one location. As far as where you can get it,
That
it's
part,
still
I
in
love
process.
that. How does gaming and technology reshape your Oh yeah. I already know. Oh yeah, that was the second part of that question. Thank you for catching that back up. How does gaming and technology reshape your poetic creativity?
Gaming made me quicker with my reaction time. So you send me something, I send it right back. And technology has allowed me to do things with my poetry that I physically am not capable of. I love singers, I love jazz music, but I ain't got the voice for it. So you know what? Why don't I put my lyrics to some jazz, see how it sound, and then find an artist who can perform that poem for me like that.
Ooh, I love that. He said he bartering it out. He putting the people to work. God darn it, and I love that. So with that being said, I already told the people how much I love this pen of yours. So I know it's going crazy. What is the first piece you're giving us tonight?
This poem is called Keep Heaven Dancing.
Ooh, keep your dancing shoes on. I'm out. Y'all know I love.
Have you heard them old Negro spirituals saying from the soul of those refusing to break? Have you ever felt that knife twisting feeling when you see a fight against injustice on your TV screen? Have you noticed the cold feeling changes exactly at 3 a.m., also known as the witching hour? This revolution was televised. It was hidden behind shows that were considered demon worship. Hated by your Christian church. In God's name we pray we can send another day. Baptisms tomorrow so the death of men doesn't weigh on your conscience. Black, Spanish, Iranian, Africans, any race that escapes the pigments of eggshell whites has been targeted, considered extremists, aliens, slaves, niggas with an ER and not the A. And when we scream injustice and about how you killed the innocent, you cover it up by changing the subject. All good grades and avoiding the issues. A false king sits on the throne and we can't use any cleansers to get rid of him. He drinks cold glasses of bleach each day. It's funny how the only time you're okay with is when you are covering up Epstein's guest list, when you're bringing up the forensics of what Diddy did. But let's not mention the kids that Trump was revisiting his wrestling days with. I need to be careful, I know. But let me spell it out. Ignorant Crackers and Rage is out to get Spanish and Black America. That's ICE if you didn't catch that. My senior Izzy is a cook, barely speak English, but he carries the American dream like a real fucking patriot. Check these bases. Quick to get a Mexican down on their knees, but not quick to lock up known pedophiles talking to minors in C notes. Peep the EDP wash. They catch enough of them to put Chris Hassan to shame. I mean, Trump, your Republican, likes and wants you. Maybe we should lock y'all in the same cage and play troll versus predator. Give them a quick death for each of their back doors, you entrance. As for the rest, they can share the same fate as you. Do unto others what others has done unto you. Ain't that y'all specialty? Rewriting the definition of what the sayings mean? I want you to drown in the same waters my ancestors were waiting in. I want them chains to be used like ropes to hang these crooked politicians in the same chariots that was carrying us home to run you over on our way out. The script becomes different when people who are always told to stand down stands up. This isn't a trigger poem. This is the shell casings after the bodies were laid to rest. Do you know the names of the victims starting to stack up like the bodies of soldiers in Cold Wars? If I had to name all the lives lost, we would be here for 6 weeks. Notice how they want us sick and weak. I haven't been able to write without a sick scheme. That's a mark of a beast. 6, 6, 6 divided by 2. That's a halo for every life that returns to God's above. If you subtract 19, put a dot right after the 3. That's how many bodies we get each week. That's just a slice of pie in the life of a melanated human being. Tragedies painted as comedy and stereotypes to make us fear the person we consider neighbors. I hate this. I hate that it's becoming this. But there's so much corruption that even white people hate white people. Remember that old slang, how y'all used to say black people hate black people? Isn't karma comedy? The common theme is your conscience clean, constantly battling, marking constant pleas. This is the condescending. Y'all have made us so separate that we treat skin like gangs. Can we all agree just once that these rich 1% need to drag through these streets? Matter of fact, tie them to 2 Mustangs going opposite directions and show them what it feels like to experience modern horsepower. Oh, and before I forget, this was a public service announcement brought to you by a genetic mutt known as human. Thank you.
Boy, it take the darkness to bring out the stars, so thank you for blacking out. Yeah, that was hard.
Night, man, this show right here has been one of these shows. I told y'all we celebrate the kings, and to have a house full of kings that come through and do their thing is absolutely amazing. Y'all know we got one king that's gonna come up and he gonna close us out tonight, but he about to give us his first piece. Michigan born, nationally touring, creator of the brand Love Related, is also the author of To Love From Me. He's performed from Detroit public schools, even brought poetry to the Detroit Tigers, y'all. This brother curates experiences, not just performances. So y'all know this is his first time on the corner. So again, bang them keys for this guy right here, because this king about to come through. It's for poetry, baby. Yeah. Welcome to the corner, king.
Hold on, nah. What we doing? Where we at? Won't he do it? I swear he will.
Big energy. What's going on? How you feeling tonight?
Oh, I can't hear you, fam.
You can't hear
me? Yeah. I sound clear, but let me see if I can switch my speaker. Hey. I wonder why it's not letting me hear you.
I don't know why they ain't letting you hear me.
You can hear me clear, right?
I can hear you. Yeah. Try to leave
okay,
out and come back.
I'm good at reading lips, so God's telling me keep trying. Hold on, let me switch it one more time. See if that works.
No, just leave out and come back.
You want me to reset?
Out
okay, bet. Hold on. We gonna do this professionally. Yeah. We're gonna do this professionally. Hold on.
That part right there. You know what I'm saying? So while he doing that, man, I might as well go ahead and get into these church announcements a little bit early tonight to get a king time to get that thing working, man. First of all, the party started on Tuesday night. We had my brother Paul Cram, the poet, and the beautiful crew from Intellectual Conversations. Yes, man. Right next door on the YT. If y'all missed that show last night, man, y'all missed them celebrate Black history, so y'all make sure that y'all tap in. He back. Okay, hold up. I'm back. I come back. You know how church long, so I just come back to the church. Go and bring that king on back up here. Let's see if we can get him going.
See, the devil tried to win, but he couldn't win.
Can you hear me now?
What you thought? What he thought? I can hear you loud and clear.
Never on the corner.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So let's get to it. So how do we find your book, first of all, King?
You know what? You find my book on blurb.com, and I appreciate you mentioning that, because this is the first time I've ever talked about my book publicly since I started performing poetry. I've never talked about it publicly like this before. So yes, you can find it on blurb.com, or you can tap in with my Instagram at Soulful Poetry. Tap in the link in the bio. It'll take you right to it.
All right, man. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with the king. We definitely gonna have a conversation after this. Like, no, you big everything you got going on up around here on the corner. We big you up. We don't care about none of that. So let's get to the questions though. Yeah. So let's get to it. How has touring across the country involved your connection to the audience?
To be honest with you, it has showed me humility on scales I never thought I could experience it before. It gave me an opportunity to expand my understanding of empathy and sympathy and why people do what they do. Like Nina Simone said it best, it is the artist's duty to record the time. So I feel like if I spend more time seeing what's going on, then I will have more to write about and more to relate to as a human being. So that touring has allowed me that privilege.
Yeah, I love that. So when you say love related, what does that truly mean in action?
God, God. I feel like God is love and love is God. And I feel like, so if it ain't love related, it ain't related to me. And I feel like everything in this purity when it comes to connection, when it comes to people, when it comes to community and village. We were just talking about this yesterday with my boy Storyteller. Shout out to Dope Poets as usual. Like they was talking about having a community. And I'm like, yo, if it ain't love related, if it ain't genuine, it ain't gotta be perfect. If it ain't genuine, if it ain't authentic, if it ain't you, I don't want that related to me. You feel me? So that's what love related means to me.
I love that, man, and just the whole thing, man. If it ain't, we can talk about that all day, but let's get to it because we are building communities, and this the king first time on our community. So y'all make sure y'all show him nothing but the biggest love in the world in the comments as he give us his first piece tonight. So King, what's that first piece you giving us tonight?
Oh, let's go. At the open mic, I watched the poet walk on stage and say, regardless of her name, it's impossible to smile all the time. Finishes the poem, then proceeds to crack a smile. That's when it hit me. How you teach a nigga to smile that ain't never had a reason to? That the only light he knows is consumed by dark days he didn't know he would have. He wants to go see a therapist, but afraid that explaining himself to somebody that don't know him won't get took right. Like imagine telling a nigga to smile in his mirror only works in the dark. It's literally, what the fuck do I look like? Even if he had light, it's temporary. It won't stay. Think this Smile movie or a solar eclipse. It's rare, but once you see it, it's too late. Like imagine being in the city full of jokers and Two-Face. Kids losing parents on a nightly basis so often police can't tell who's gonna be Bruce Wayne. They gotta embrace the dark. I'm talking to Young Bane. A nigga hit the street and die wrestling over Raw. You gonna smile until you lose Kane. What about a black boy so comfortable with the race that he can give himself a personal get versatile and use veins? My nigga, how? I know niggas that'll crack a bitch before they crack a smile. Telling them to keep the faith might help, but the last time Jesus told a nigga to do that, he almost drowned. Heaven Gates ain't got no facial recognition. And the last face they saw in the casket was a straight one, so where the hell is a smile gonna come from? Well, it ain't nothing but lost souls and malnourished spirits cautious of dangers before they giving any type of care. Tell me, how you teach lips to curve past tears too heavy to hold your face, even when you know this is what depression did to you? I got a homie I know like the back of my hand, but I just learned depression got a sick path for playing peekaboo. It gets to the point where all I can do is pray for you. The Lord, bless my homie with your guard and your guidance. Because though behind closed doors he's silent, he also could be clutching something that's silence. And if there's any moment in time where my homie know me and need me, just say when. I just recently learned sometimes you don't teach a nigga to smile by saying she's. Sometimes it only works if you say amen. Poem.
I swear, if I had some arms, I will reach out and give you a hug. Oh.
Okay, he just said a mouthful in, but I'm gonna tell y'all what's up for real. You better smile while your ass still got teethuses. Cause them teeth don't let, never mind. Let me go ahead and bring, y'all know we about to run this thing right back around, man. Retro. Yo. You already know we about to hit it like a speed round without speeding. You know what I'm saying? So what's the second piece you're giving us tonight?
All right, the name of this poem is called Loose Change. It's one of my new favorite poems, so I hope y'all like it.
I'm pretty sure we will. Let's just go.
Every coin has a story. I listen to the one society has dismissed, even if it's only one, like a penny. There's still value in the change being left behind, still worth in every penny, nickel, or dime being dropped in the act of interchanging. So I be looking. But did you know, every Black person has a story? I mean, listen to the one society has dismissed, even if it's only one. The story of us being tossed aside doesn't change. They don't find worth in looking, just give it up. It's not worth their time, y'all Black people. It'd be a lot like coins. Just change, saved up, but some Some coins get left behind, so I be penny pinching. Tight grip, cause this the one I'ma hold on to no matter what. I'm trying to save as much or as many as I can. Pick them off the street, show them safer hands, cause this be a shelter, a bank for the chains dropped, a safe for everyone wrongfully withdrawn from society, a savings account for the forgotten, trying to help gain interest on everything taken, and I be a collector, the savior of sorts. I mean, value is arbitrary, but I choose to find value in everything tossed aside, so I be catching. But here's the catch. How can I expect to see change in these streets if I'm too busy picking up the change in these streets? Too busy taking upon myself to save them that they're not saving themselves, y'all. I'm not a hero, but I can be a savior. Hoping I find the right change to make our story whole again. The pieces of Black history they teach us never added up. We asked for change. And they gave us 3/5 as a compromise. How much loose change could personify the change lost, did you know? Over a quarter of Americans let their chains sit in piggy banks and die before they could spend it on anything. But did you know over a quarter of African Americans sit in jail cells like piggy banks for a life sentence and die before they can spend their life doing anything? Y'all, something has to change. No change needs to be free. No, we need to be free financially before anything changes, because reparations never came to the broke. And it shouldn't be hard to sense that our 2 cents never amounted to nothing. We're so busy praising the fact that we were freed. We forgot to collect the change we were owed, and Lincoln coined freedom. That's why they put him on the penny. The one act of change to be all complexion, copper. And can't you see how they discontinued that too, y'all? It's not about the change by itself, but always been about what you get when all this change comes together. So one of us died to a cop or gets placed in a piggy bank, we riot. Because we know the government will refund us their life. We're done accepting your change here. We were freed, not free. So the next time y'all try to take one of us, America will pay in full. Thank you.
Man, that shit just blew through here like a lonely $20 bill on the way to a stripper to the pole. In other words, it mattered. Let's go.
When I play that one, it's brought to you by CapCut. But when the king's saying something that really matters, you ever been to the strip club and gave a girl a 20 who ain't made no money all day? I bet you that shit matters. Never mind. Let's keep this show right on going, man. Rafa, come out and play.
Yeah.
Yo, King. Hey, man, I hope you enjoying the vibe tonight. I see you keep having to pop in and out, so I appreciate your patience with everything that's going on with the stream guard. So what's the second piece you're giving us tonight, though?
The second piece is called The Escalator.
Oops. Y'all know we...
All right. I'm going to tell you from the beginning. To sum it all up, when all the numbers add up, count me in. See, I'm a real one, a for real one. Especially when the pressure's been plotted, I'ma always stay solid, flawless. But make no mistake, I never said that I was perfect regardless. As I perfected my awareness, I collect as I profit. We got blessings left to right, so right, I pilot. And in gratitude, direct flight, give gratitude and elevate what I attract in higher magnitude. They think I'm telling stories like a screenplay, but really, I'm just animating with my screen playing, displaying, singing from my mind's matrix. I manifest animations from my mind I project. And you can have all this light, or you can just watch me shine. Like the morning stars breaking through the midnight skies. They're only trying to throw blockers over open windows because the sunlight blinds. Like baguettes of VVS's, the ego protects small lies from the gleam inside. But watch what I reflect. My hands on everything I face, watch. So you know it's time, and you know what time it is. See, I can't be what they want me to be because I am my own man. I'm only here to please myself, align with God's plans. They all land into physical images because if I show up as my best, we all collect off the benefit, privileging myself with the value that presents privileges. And I ain't listening to the gossip they be tossing on crumbled paper because that's made for garbage cans. Tell us about the money play. Let's go hit a lick. I don't care about who doing what the business is. Swearing my suit and tie, I'm business in. Grown man, my time valuable, invaluable to job work and open up shop on something that ain't my business, kids. I left high school in '08 and I ain't been back since. If you gonna play the Dixie Cup game and string a bunch of lines on a line, oh well, I might as well send the frequency of a Solomon. What the wisdom is. Don't even hit my line if you can't fish or feed my mind. My whole team elevating like a phoenix on a rise. I'm not flocking with the pigeons because this a different fly. Not worried about the storm because I got eagle eyes. I used to smoke 24. I'm adding different highs. I'm partying less. I'm grinding more. Projecting paradise in everything I do. Keeping it cool when I get hot. Like a big, I'm light. I let my heart spark on fire when the smoke rise. Why? You taking life so serious. I'm a joker making fun of you, but see, I'm just being who I am. See, I gotta keep it true. I'm like Drake on top of the towers, but I don't do it for the views. Do it for the Colgate smile and not for the tube. Because, like Isley said, you gotta be living for the love of you. Because they gonna watch anyway. Well, let them catch this rhythm how a clock be, and let us keep tick tick tocking on to move like Jabberwockies. See, I don't even need a mask, but I still pop locks and groove. If life was one big clubhouse, then I'd unmic on you. See, I can't even hear nothing but the voice of success, cause all the rest is on mute. And every stage, and every place, and every room, and every way, embrace the day. I got dreams of doing big things. I mean, my desires is huge. And no matter what life tosses at you, life is just one escalator up that I hope you choose. Peace.
Oh, I absolutely love that piece. Yay!
Man, talk about motivation. We in this thing tonight, baby. Chris, you ready, King? Yeah, I see
Absolutely.
the thumbs up down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
first
I'm
of all,
ready.
that first piece you did, man, I know I ain't supposed to talk about it, go back to it, but that piece was freaking amazing. Okay,
Thank
I wasn't ready for the old McDonald, but we needed to hear that one. That one right there was one. So I ain't gonna hold you too long, as you know we rattling this thing on. What's the second piece you giving us tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna close out Black History Month real strong. So this is for all of my peoples, all my black peoples, and all the people that love black people. So if that's not you, it's something wrong with you because we nothing but great. So this is called Black History. Here we go.
Woo, I am black and I am history. Now let me get out of here.
You know, I started not to even write about Black history because our history has been so hijacked that you got me questioning my black as if my skin ain't just as chocolate as it was when I was pushed out the comfort of my mom's amniotic sac and I was thrown into this world. See, the second I touched down, that white doctor said he's good for heavy lifting and scoring touchdowns, but not putting on a shirt and a tie. They want us to put the suit and the tie down because they don't want to be tied down to another black person's life now. So what they do is they wrap our pride inside of bread so it's easier to slide down when it slides down. And they say, maybe you should just wash clothes. You know, it's a lot to gain. Go pick up that tie now. Make sure everything is clean, that it's dry now. And once it's dried out, you can just ride around and drop it off. You know, make yourself a little money on the side now. That's the good life because they don't want you to find out that black ain't just beautiful, it's power. It's where God spent hours creating everything that we will later on devour. And when he said, let there be light, he never said, let there be wrong or right or calm and fights. He just wanted us to be all one life because we ain't come from the same cloth, but we all come from the same knife. And all we ever wanted to be was left alone, but that was too much, right? Right. So if we're not a threat, why have people spent history doing their best to keep shaking our past to erase our black lines like an etch-a-sketch? You know, a board with red-blooded outlines twisted by these white dials telling us which direction to go in and demanding that we're going right now. But you can keep sleeping on us, but we ain't gonna lie down. You see, our jobs ain't just the burgers and the fries now, or the stay-at-home wives now telling their kids, come on, y'all, just quiet down. No, no, no. See, our black women took your Dr. Frankenstein vows because when he said, you're alive now, they said, child, please. We do more than please somebody's child now. We walk up in buildings and have people bring us coffee when we arrive now. They say, Miss Lady, would you like the eggs or the egg whites? Because I remember you said you were on a diet now. And then you give that uncomfortable laugh because you know you're supposed to wait about talking about a woman's weight, but you accidentally let that privilege slide out. So when you get that side eye now and you think about not having a job and your things being outside now, she knows she got you by the balls or the titty balls because we show respect to pride now. And she just laughs inside now and says, you know I want them egg whites, and smiles. See, that's how our black women have gone from my boss is such a bitch to being a boss bitch. It reminds me of when my grandma used to make us get the switch to tear us up when we forgot how to listen. Now the switch up is real because all our women was missing was us pulling and lifting and reciprocating the support that we were given. Now our unit follows one vision, the Black Family United. Now what's better than that picture, right? Picture this. A black man opening the lead segment to your favorite talk show. Imagine him sounding intelligent when you expect him to talk slow like you didn't even think he can read. And whenever he speaks with a little speed, you make him out to be less than Keanu Reeves, like he ain't the one, the two, or the three. But all it takes is someone to believe. See, you think he capping, he trying to cape, but the only difference is that that excellence, that energy, that effort that he brings, that's what's truly underrated, the part that goes unseen. Black men, we're going to keep on leading. Even when our bodies is hurting, our wounds are bleeding, we never stop believing. You can call us more than believers. We look exactly like Jesus because my feet was just burned in a furnace, and burning only produces one color. And it's not to say that we're not all sisters and brothers created from the maker above us, because we are, but it's levels to this. And when the Almighty decided to make himself into a human, there was nothing better than this black skin. So we need to treat this like the highest honor, black men, because the fact is, the narrative is factually incomplete. See, you hear about the crime and the senseless killings and how somebody was just about to change for the better in their eulogy, but not a word about how the drugs even got into the community, or how the churches have to turn holy water into sweet tea mix at celebrations of life. But we do it beautifully, because between you and me, none of this is new to me, because I was singing, "We shall overcome" in school at the Learning Center, Roots activity, because the time Mr. Robinson taught me to be proud of my blackness before I even knew about the nativity. And that's no offense to Christ, because my Uncle Joe had a proclivity to stand on his black card before a black card had limits. See, without questioning, my melanin is a gift. And no, it don't make me better than, but I guarantee you that having it alone makes me a better man. See, I told y'all I ain't want to talk about black history. But y'all so selfish. And we so present that you can't talk history without us in our presence. So I blame
That
me.
bad black sheep, well, I'm blacknificent in this thing, just like that piece was.
I feel like I had a president who was trying to get rid of everything we did to make this country great again. I had a dream that all of God's children, from his grown disciples to his children in recitals, to the ones that don't look alike and the ones that look just like you, we would stay in this fight to remind each other that black power ain't just a fist. It ain't just some of that and a little bit of this. It's the whole reason we exist, to remind each other that we are more than gifted. Black people, we are the entire gift. Black history.
That bad black sheep, well, I'm blacknificent in this thing, just like that piece was.
Well, I guess she wanted to tell him how wonderful the piece was in the middle of the piece. I told y'all I got a co-host, and it be co-hosting and doing his own little thing over here. Whoa, what a piece, bro. I was stuck on it just then. My hand hit that thing one up here, man. Oh, God, tonight has been a night already. I'm over here half-hearted. I know. Say wow. Say I went out. Say it's doing its own thing over here. I don't know. There it is right there. I told you it's the Wi-Fi. It's doing this thing, man. I'm just over here with it. I don't know. Don't look like that. I can see you. No. Yo, my apologies, man, for real, to the king for his piece. You know what I mean? Getting interrupted like that. Half-hearted. What's your second piece you giving us tonight?
Question, red or blue?
I'm a blue type of person, so.
All right. Mother Nature got anger issues. It's the second part. You ever been on the ass end of Mother Nature having a bitch fit? If your answer is yes, then you're most likely living in somewhere in the US, the only place where all 4 nations live, where the avatar is a woman with bipolar syndrome. She the type to be a lesbian when she drunk. Making Gaia shake, the quakes making her squirt tsunamis, the tea silent, sun's out, baking Arizona. This heat caused Forest and Cali to burst in flame in the same breath. She freezing trees in the Midwest. It's literally turning them into shrapnel grenades. The splinters of wood fucking up the lawnmowers. We outside in the -5s, but it feels like we getting colder shoulders. Mother Nature got a problem with her mood swings. She don't have accountability. She has a groundhog seeing his shadow decide if she gonna make it snow again. They say heat rise and cold fall, but this tornado spinning at Mach 3 common occurrences. She a literal head twister, got the air sucked out of the room. Mother Nature got issues. One day she's sweet, flowers blooming, but it came from her tears from God not being there. She was plucking the flowers she bloomed. He loves me not. But God been two-timing. Between her and Gaia, I heard she moved like the pantheons in Greek, the Caesar salad, Roman inspired. You see her winds erasing history of human lives, living in the pits of her emotional sandstorms. You watch the sand of your life vanish in these elements. Mother Nature is the avatar, and she has problems with us being here, being mean to the children she birthed, abusive parent behavior. Her weather is reminded that her children are born in sin. Her nature should be loving, for mother always cares for her kids. But she been drowning us in the same sea she birthed us from. Figuratively speaking, mother couldn't have children, the natural selection of the universe. She adopted us and used father son to burn us when we spoke out in rage. These emotions, I wonder if it's because father is more abusive and we just don't know how easy we got it. She says it's discipline compared to the son giving father's treatment. But as far as I've heard, Mother Nature is the avatar and she got a bipolar syndrome. So when she asks you to be understanding, she uses lines like, just look at the other planets. You got it easy. Americans versus Africans, Muslims, and the list continues. Trying to convince yourself that mother and her bipolar nature is just mother nature. So maybe the reason my mother left me was so that I could forever feel like a calm day. I'm not sure, but mother, if your nature is like her, then maybe that can explain why you left your son abandoned. So yeah, Mother Nature got anger issues. But she's the only mother I've ever known.
Yo, was it just me? Or was that piece cold as hell?
He said it, Mother Nature, red or blue. I hope I'm on. Can y'all see me now? Jesus Christ. It is going crazy over here, man. Let's go ahead and close this thing out almost because, yo, it ain't trying to work for us tonight. Soulful poetry. Am I there?
Hey, I can hear you clear. Hey, we're going to go out on a high note.
Okay.
We're going on a high note.
Good. We about to go out on a high note. I hope I can get through these damn church announcements the way this thing glitching in here tonight.
Come on,
I set my wires on fire. It's on fire tonight. It ain't even working in here. When it get real hot, the blunt really be hot. The wires be crossed. Y'all know. Y'all don't watch the wires. They tapping in. They trying to see what we
I didn't watch the wire. I was trying not to cut it. They said watch it. I said watch the person cut it. You feel me?
Hey, I love your energy. I can't wait for you to come back already. But with that being said, what's the second piece you getting into tonight?
See, baby, I'll be sitting here waiting on you to come home again. Said I won't leave. Said I promise I'll be here till the very end. Said by your side to protect you and to love you and to be with you for life. Said come on home to me. I will sit at the edge of heaven and wait for the rapture to mimic your birthstone before I walk through heaven's gates. If the intimacy I seek is buried in the wax of my favorite candle, when I die, I pray God resurrects me as Inferno. Bury me inside the flames of your ember. You tell me that my flames are fluff, and I hold you inside of my ember until I watch my ember not burn you. Wax, waving welcomes from along the lining of my nostrils. Eye contact that's carried the sick to new to me. She blinks. Just for a moment in time, my flames become smaller. In a millisecond, a wax turns ignition. I have no idea what the room smelled like before it became this hot, before we started burning. Yet I won't stop. I burned until my body becomes your favorite candy. When your head would lay on my shoulder like wax on glass holders, and we would burn in front of the sun, making it jealous, because who could ever burn without confessing their loves? So much so, when I write about you, I burn every notebook. And when we met, you were a sentence and I was a paragraph, but somehow we ended up on the same page. Two ideas materialized from somebody with a love for love. We gave writers something to look forward to. We gave publishers something to talk about, and we gave publishers something more to talk about. We gave readers something to love, and though you were only made of a couple words, I was captivated by your margin. Wishing that I could indent myself closer to your settings to see your point of view. You was a coffee shop in the middle of the city, and I was a raindrop on your windows, watching people fall in love with a hot cocoa and frappuccino, not knowing it was you. The aesthetic, the muse that was making their love feel so compelling on paper that it felt like a picture. And though your word count was nowhere near 1,000, how amazing it must be to be a first draft all over again. For you, I'll be a first draft all over again. I'll gladly offer my proofreaders. I take my beginning, my middle, my end, erase me and place me as close to your resolution just so I can see my character developing. So much so, I claim your life to be a movie. When I pray about you, I ask God to show me your after credit scenes in my sleep. Maybe then I can make peace with going to sleep. Thank you.
Well, no, it ain't no fireman, but that shit was fire, man.
Man, the whole show was fire. Let me hurry up and get these church announcements in before the wire start messing up with me again. I already done told y'all, tap in. The party started last night with my bro Paul Cram the Poet and his beautiful crew on Pentelectual Conversations. Yep, right next door on the YT. And if you a grammar, tap in to Treating You Sweet and them damn dope poets. It's the best drive-by I've seen outside of the corner, baby. And that's on Instagram. Also, don't forget, our very own Mystic, aka Pound Cake, has that pound cake spread, the best relaxing all natural high. I'm trying to tell you without smoking that you will ever get. Yo, I put that on almost everything because I be having to go to work and all that stuff. So you know what I'm saying? When I ain't working, I'm putting it on everything. You know what I mean? And with that bit they're saying, did y'all see that the beautiful Jay Simone has an album and coloring book? I showed it at the beginning. But if y'all don't know, make sure y'all tap in. Man, it was produced by Drizzy Beats. And it's on all platforms right now. And the coloring book's so dope, y'all. I wish I could run and go get mine right now, but I'm scared the wire's gonna mess up. It has affirmations. So you get to color and have your affirmations on at the same time. You know what I'm saying? If you love yourself, you'll get yourself one of hell. Get one for somebody else. Also, ATL, get your tickets right now. I'm going to run the flyer in a minute, but let me get my roll-off on right fast. Get your tickets for this upcoming show, man, at your 25. Hosted by She Bars, but that's not why we talking about it. We care, but that ain't why we talking about it. Do y'all not see who on this flyer, baby? The eighth wonder of the world is down there on this flyer, and y'all know she big support on the corner. She big support off the corner. So if y'all ever heard Rare Epiphany's pen, then you know that her pen is like her support, baby. It's heavy. So make sure that y'all tap in before the tickets sell out. And yo, with that being said, that's the end of these services. And on a serious note, let me get to it, because this is our first King show of the year. Brotherhood isn't just about who stands beside you. It's about who heals you, who grows with you, who speak life into you when everybody trying to silence you. And with that being said, that's how you know it's love. Just like what we put in Coastal Sunflower body scrubs, baby, it's intentional. So make sure that you scrub off what no longer serves you. Sip you some good tea and get them butters for your skin and for your mind, because we got it all on the corner, baby. Make sure you walk in with your glow on all the time. With that being said, y'all already know, place your damn orders now. And you can do that by waking up with gratitude, so it shows in your attitude, so we can reach those major altitudes. What a show, y'all. We is out. Yeah, let me do it. Come on, stream, y'all.
Yeah, man, so we made it to the end of another tremendously dope show. Y'all already know Key-notez gonna be thanking y'all tomorrow with her little foo-foo praise dance. Y'all know that's what she praised everybody for tapping on in. You know, I go to church too. Like, hey, man, we made it through another show, man, and I'd like to thank my damn self for being the host with the most, the mother sucker that I am. Yeah, you heard it, I was a bad mother sucker, and I'm out. Let's go.